So the LA Sevens is just around the corner. Vancouver last week, we saw Samoa finishing 8th. This week, looking for even more improvement. And in this preview, we'll be looking through at their squad, the key players to watch out for, their upcoming fixtures of the LA Sevens, and then at the end, a prediction of how far we think Samoa will get in the LA Sevens. But looking through at their squad, from what I know, there are no changes compared to what we did see in the Vancouver Sevens. So with that being said, the squad is as follows. It will be Vauvaça Afasua once again having the captaincy. Felt he was good throughout the Vancouver Sevens, had some strong moments. They decided to sometimes play him in the starting lineup, sometimes have him coming off the bench as a reserve. Fa'amaoni Junior Lalomilo, also BJ Lima, Motu Opitai. I thought he was one of the standouts for Samoa throughout the Vancouver competition, getting himself 2 tries in the opening fixture, in which Samoa heavily defeated the Australians by quite the impressive margin. Yunasioni Taununa Ulivaya, Des Sipolona Fiao, who did make his debut in the last leg of the 7th circuit. Noeli Letufia, Tom Maeva, who was another player with limited experience that actually did pretty well throughout the Vancouver Sevens. Steve Onisai starting to find his try-scoring form once more. Elizabeta Alofipo, Fa'afoi Falaniko, Paul Eti Slater, and Dan Patelesio, the last man in the Manu Samoan 7 squad. Of those players that we have mentioned, there are a few, of course, that will be a little bit more key than some of the others. Motu Opitai, for one, is definitely one to watch out for throughout this LA Sevens, scoring quite a few tries throughout the last leg. And I think that he's got a real ability of not just scoring tries, but also creating them for Samoa. They were a lot better when it came to how clinical they were in each and every one of their games. Yes, they had a couple that they didn't quite perform in, but there was still some good moments, and Motu Opitai, one of the reasons that some of those moments did end up occurring. Also in the side, Steve Onisai, I'm looking forward to seeing him take part in the LA Sevens. And then Yunasioni, a player who hasn't quite found that same form that he had last year when we saw him in action. I'm hoping this time a little bit similar to Steve Onisai. It took him a while to get back into the swing of things. Maybe Yunasioni in this league will be at his very best. But now looking through at the fixtures for the Samoans, they are in a tough pool. Unfortunately, last week was probably the easiest pool that they had in quite some time. They almost missed out on the quarterfinal, but still went through as one of the best third place teams. But this week, they have got the USA, they've got New Zealand, and they've got Australia. So the USA, a little bit of a dark horse of the Vancouver Sevens. They actually performed pretty well. They got knocked out eventually in the semi-finals by Argentina, the eventual winners of the Vancouver competition. The first game for the Samoans, it will be up against the USA. That is at 5:44 p.m. on Saturday, New Zealand time. Should be a big test for them early. The last time that those two sides went head-to-head, we saw Samoa defeated 19 points to 17. Then for Samoa, the next game will be Sunday morning. That will be head-to-head with New Zealand. That is taking place at 7:58 a.m. New Zealand time. We will also be keeping a close eye on that fixture. Normally extremely even when those two sides go head-to-head, being split by less than the 7 points. And then their last game, it will be up against the Australians. That is at 12:28 p.m. New Zealand time on the Sunday. And then if they win that game, or some of the others making it through to the quarterfinals, they will actually have another game later on in the day, as that is the way the LA format is. You get 1 game on the first day, 3 on the second, and then 2 on the final day. But now we are up to that stage of a prediction, how far we think Samoa will go. Unfortunately, with the group that they are in, we saw Australia struggle last week. I don't think that will happen again. I think they'll be a lot stronger for this week of the 7th circuit. New Zealand seem to be doing pretty well. USA are one of the more unknowns of this group alongside Australia. I'm going to say, unfortunately, Samoa, I think this group's just a little bit too strong. If they were in a different group, I think they would have made it to the quarters, but it's going to be very tough to get in that top 3. So I'm going to say Samoa just narrowly missing out on the quarterfinals. I hope they do a lot better than that, though. We will be keeping a close eye on it, like I said, and we will also be doing all the live commentary for Samoa's matches on the channel, so be sure to check that out. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Do let me know how you think Samoa will go in the LA Sevens in the comments down below. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next one.